fine display. Feat worthy of Lancelot himself, straight from one of your tales.
Take a look at this cutscene. Notice how the teeth are yellow. Of course, this is a medieval setting. Yes, the teeth of the characters should be very much yellow. But this level of detail, you barely even find it in the games like Witcher. I really love the fact that they took the time to bring minute details into perspective, and this really sets the tone for the entire video game. First off, my name is Rocashu, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. At first glance, 1348, which is when the action of the video game is happening, Ex Voto demonstrates a surprisingly sophisticated visual pipeline for independent production, quite small team I imagine, leveraging modern physically based rendering workflows to deliver convincing interpretation of late medieval Italy. And they do struggle. Often I notice that the landscape is barren but still very good looking, although performance does take a hit. Moderately high polygon budgets, particularly in the hero asset of your main character, Aeta, if I'm pronouncing the name right, where layered armor pieces, cloth simulation, and facial topology indicate a mesh density designed to support expressive animation and cinematic close-ups. And honestly, the cutscenes are nothing to write home about, but I felt that the hero even looks better in real gameplay. The use of performance capture further enhances this, allowing the rigid character skeleton to translate nuances, motion data into fluid combat and traversal animations. And that is a mouthful. But it looks good, and even though the combat is boring and kind of dull, it also helps that the game is not difficult, and it really helps with progression. You get the kick-ass and move on to the next cutscene. Environment assets benefit from high-resolution texture mapping, and all of that high-resolution mapping does come of cost of video RAM. I am guessing you probably need somewhere around 12 gigs of video RAM if you want to play this at the highest setting. I've seen no FSR or DLSS, so that's a minus. The dynamic lighting is absolutely superb, and at times it felt like something made in Unreal Engine 5. Lighting appears to rely heavily on real-time global illumination, as you would in most titles. All of this kind of contributes to the game's moody aesthetic. Another pretty good promising aspect lies when you are out and about and traversing the land. There's a lot of density here, probably cutting down on performance, fortunately, but the landscape looks good. While some distant assets may rely on lower detail load meshes to preserve performance, which I did see in a lot of pop-ins here and there, the transition between levels of detail appear reasonably smooth, indicating a competent asset streaming system. The poppings might have been because of my computers, so if you're playing this on Nvidia, you might not have the same problems. Overall, this is not exactly a large-scale AAA. Of course not. The production is nowhere near. And if you watch Metacritic, you'll see a lot of people praise the ambition, although it might not really hit the spot. And at some point, at least the combat got really dull. But what I praise this game, and I genuinely praise it, voice acting #1 and storytelling also very good. As for Bianca, well, no spoilers, but let's just say it doesn't particularly have a happy ending, and I'm not gonna tell you when she finds him, if she's in one piece or not, but yeah, whatever. There were plenty of moments when I had to reload because of the bugs. There were plenty of moments when my frames dropped more than I wanted to. There were plenty of moments when I've noticed enemies not kind of spawning the right way. Bugs upon bugs. But I didn't care. I felt like the voice acting was great, and I really wanted to see more of the story. And you get a ton a ton of story everywhere. It was immersive, and that's exactly what I came here for, and they delivered. So, hey man, in a plethora of indie games out there that are just meh at best, I feel like this one is worth your time. I noticed on Metacritic the reviews were kind of low, but none of them really gave details why they didn't really like the game. They just left a negative review, which to me doesn't really make sense. I review what I play, and I enjoyed playing this one. Again, thank you so much for clicking on the video. My name's Rocashu. Peace.
Bianca, where have they taken you? God, hear my vow. Father, you have taught me honor and respect. Watch upon me now. Let my sword strike true. Mother, you have given me the courage to be myself. Guide my steps on this forlorn journey. Those that I have failed today, may I one day be worthy of your forgiveness. Bianca, you are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This, I vow.